8 million metric tons of plastic trash enters the sea from land every year. The equivalent of 5 plastic bags filled with trash for every foot of coastline in the world. Across our ocean, plastic trash flows into circulation, dispersed almost everywhere, but concentrating in huge swaths in the midst of global currents, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces, ingested by species across the marine world, and sinking to the bottom of the sea.
Hi, good day, everyone. Welcome to Sustainability Podcast, The Vanishing Blues. I hope everyone is having a great day. Before we begin, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Stacy General, your host, and I'm here with my amazing classmate, Fran. Say hi.
Hi guys! Ako nga pala si Frangela and today, excited na ako to talk about something we both truly care about, which is SDG 14 Life Below Water.
Yes, super excited na din talaga ako pag-usapan to. Ay, gusto ko rin marinig yung mga thoughts mo.
Same lang dito, I can wait to dive into SDG 14 Life Below Water and see how it connects to math, science, and even our daily choices.
Exactly. Alam mo, friend, when we think about oceans, parang ano lang siya parang madalas swimming or beach trips lang pumapasok sa isip natin. But in reality, our future depends on them. So, today, we're not just talking about saving oceans, we're exploring real-world problems, analyzing data, and reflecting personally. So, let's dive in, okay? All right. So, Fran, can you tell us about the current status of the Philippines and achieving SDG 14 and why it matters?
Sure, so SDG 14 focuses on protecting marine life and using ocean resources responsibly. Ang problema, kahit island country tayo and we're surrounded by water, we're actually one of the top contributors sa plastic ocean pollution. And this SDG matters because our livelihoods, food, and tourism, it all depends on
Mm-mm.
oceans. Yung nakakalungkot lang dito is, kasi dapat tayong mga Pilipino, tayo pa yung mas nag-aalaga sa dagat. Pero tayo rin yung mas nakakasira minsan, di ba?
Good point, Fran. Good point ka dyan.
Tapos, it's not just about economy naman eh. It's about din sa environment and sa mga future generations. Healthy oceans means more fish, thriving coral reefs, and safer coastal communities, di ba?
Exactly. So ngayon naman, ano naman yung mga contemporary issues na nagpapabagal sa progress natin, Fran?
For me, yung mga major problems, it includes plastic pollution, overfishing, coral reef
Mm-hmm.
destruction, and climate change. Plus, mahina yung enforcement ng mga environmental laws. So, it's harder to protect marine life properly.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer, Fran.
Of course, pero syempre, may mga efforts na rin like coastal cleanups,
Mm-hmm.
bans on single-use plastics, and marine conservation programs. Pero also for long-term change, we need ng stricter enforcement, sustainable fishing practices, and massive public awareness.
Yes, exactly. So, even though there are lots of problems and meron na ring mga solutions, every effort still counts talaga. So that reminds me of a parable. A boy throws a starfish back in the ocean after a storm, and someone tells him it won't matter. But the boy says it made a difference for that one. Like, nakaka-inspire, 'di ba? It shows na even small consistent actions can create a huge impact. Not just about the ocean, but for our futures too. No.
Tama, it teaches us na personal responsibility, kahit gaano kaliit, it can create big waves of change. And for me, nakaka-empower yun kasi it shows na even students like us can make a real difference, di ba?
Yes, perfect. So Frangela, how does math connects to sustainability?
Ang gandang question yan. At first, parang walang connection, di ba? Pero math actually helps us model and predict real
Mm-hmm.
problems. For example, sa Philippine Coral Reef Restoration Project, coral populations can be modeled using this quadratic equation. Bigyan kita ng example. P equals negative 0.005x squared plus 0.5x plus 1,000. Kapag sinolve natin to, the roots is x equals negative 4 and
Mm-hmm.
x equals 500. Siyempre, negative years don't make sense, pero yung yung meaningful answer niya is 500 years.
Uh-huh.
Ibig sabihin, kapag hindi tayo nag-act, kumilos, coral populations could completely decline pagkatapos ng ilang centuries.
Exactly. So, ginawa mo lang yun, Fran? Like, ang galing mo naman. No, 'di ba? So math isn't just about numbers. It shows us how fast pollution grows and how long it takes for reefs to recover. So it gives us a roadmap and timeline for action. If we act now, we'll see the results and the numbers will prove it. So ngayon naman, let's talk about the Filipino perspectives on sustainability. Frangela, how is Filipino culture connected to this advocacy?
Alam mo, in Filipino culture, we value bayanihan, helping each other for the common good, like simple actions like joining cleanups or refusing plastics are form of modern day bayanihan. It shows na our care for others and environment. And our culture is full of stories and values like
Mm-hmm.
perseverance and malasakit. Just like yung starfish parable na sinabi mo kanina, it reminds
Uh-uh.
us na kahit maliit lang yung effort mo, may magandang epekto yon sa community natin, pati sa mundo.
Yeah, so in short, Filipino values plus awareness equals to real action. So that kind of impact we want to see. No? So now let's move on science kasi dito natin mas maiintindihan kung bakit nangyayari ang mga problem sa dagat. So science help us understand how and why oceans changes happen. Alam mo, Fran, madalas kapag naririnig natin yung gas laws, parang pang laboratory lang, 'di ba? Para lang siya pang
Oo.
laboratory. Pero, actually, sobrang connected nito sa SDG 14 Life Below Water. It helps explains how pressure, temperature, and volume affects the ocean and marine life, especially when underwater condition changes. 'Di ba?
Tama ka dito. May tatlong gastos na mahalaga nating maintindihan,
Oh.
which are Boyle's Law, Charles' Law,
Mhm.
and King-Lussac's Law. Unahin natin si Boyle's Law. Yung Boyle's Law, it says that kapag yung temperature is constant, yung pressure and volume niya are inversely related. It
Mhm.
means na kapag tumataas yung pressure, bumababa yung volume. At kapag bumababa na yung pressure, tumataas yung volume. Sa mga divers, habang
Uh-huh.
lumalalim sila sa dagat, yung pressure sa paligid nila nag-i-increase yon. Dahil doon, yung hangin sa lungs nila or sa scuba tank, nagko-compress or lumiliit yung volume niya. Kapag bigla naman silang umahon, bumababa yung pressure tapos biglang lumalaki yung volume ng gas sa katawan. Kaya delikado yun, tsaka pwedeng magdulot ng decompression sickness or
Mm,
yung
tama.
pinakakabalan nila. So, dun pa lang, nakikita na natin kung paano nagbabago yung volume kapag nagbago yung pressure. Ayun yung inverse relationship.
Exactly. So, And our next naman is yung sinabi mo, Charles Low, the second one. It shows that when pressure is constant, volume and temperature are directly related. So it means kapag tumaas ang temperature, tumataas din ang volume ng gas. And kapag bumababa naman ang temperature, bumababa rin ang volume. So sa oceans, kapag umiinit ang tubig dahil sa climate change, the gases dissolved in it, like oxygen, expands and escape into the air. Kaya nababawasan ang oxygen na natitira sa tubig at hirap huminga yung mga isda and corals. So this loss helps explains how temperature changes can affect the amount of oxygen available in the ocean. So that's a direct relationship between temperature and volume.
And lastly, meron tayong Gay-Lussac's law, yung sinabi ko na last kanina.
The last.
Next, yung kinoconnect niya yung pressure and temperature kapag yung volume is constant.
Tama.
Kapag tumaas yung temperature, kapag tumaas yung temperature, tumataas din yung pressure. Kapag bumababa naman yung temperature, bumababa din yung pressure. Example, kapag naiwan yung scuba tank sa ilalim ng araw, tumataas yung temperature ng hangin sa loob. Kaya mas tumataas din yung pressure ng gas. Kapag sobra naman yun, maaari siyang sumabog.
Totoo.
Dito natin makikita na kapag mataas yung temperature, tumataas din yung pressure and another direct relationship.
Yes, tama. So kung iisipin mo, lahat ng gas laws, Boyle's laws, Charles law, and Gay-Lussac's law, magkakaugnay talaga siya. They show how pressure, volume, and temperature always affect one another. Kapag nagbago ang isa, siguradong may epekto sa dalawa pa. And ganito rin sa dagat, kapag umiinit ang tubig, nagbabago ang pressure and oxygen level, kaya naapektuhan ang mga marine life. That's why understanding these laws helps us see how sensitive the ocean really is. Diba?
Right. Kaya ginagamit ng mga scientists yung gas laws, hindi lang sa experiments, kundi para rin pag-aralan yung ocean warming, diving safety, and marine ecosystem balance. Diba? Science helps us create solutions and protect marine life from climate change.
May point ka dyan. That's why science is more than just, formula. It's a guide to sustainability. Kaya kapag naiintindihan natin ang mga batas ng kalikasan, mas alam natin kung paano alagaan ang dagat. The more we understand, the more we care, the more we act, kasi everything is connected. Air, sea, and us. 'Di ba? So, ngayon naman, friend, after everything we've discussed, math, science, values, and anything, it's more than just school lessons. So ngayon, let's reflect. Ano yung pinaka-tumatak sa'yo?
Honestly, sa tingin ko for me, yung parable mo na about sa starfish. Kasi kahit maliit yung actions mo, like saying no to plastic, may impact yun. Simple siya, pero kapag consistent, doon nanggagaling yung real change. Nakakadagdag ka sa pagbabago.
I really love that. For me naman, what stuck is how everything connects. Like math give us plan, science explains the why, and values give us the heart, and stories inspire us to act. When we combine those, real change becomes possible. So now the big question is, what can we as a students actually do? Ano nga ba?
Start small. Say no to plastic, reuse, and encourage na natin yung friends and family natin. We can even use math and data, like showing graphs of pollution or coral decline to raise awareness.
Yeah, and don't forget science. The more we understand, the better we can explain and inspire others to join. Even the smallest step, when shared, grows into a movement. Sadly, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Sustainability, The Vanishing Blues. I'm Daisy General.
And I'm Frangela. Stay curious, stay aware, and stay involved.
Let's keep learning, reflecting, and acting. See you next time. Bye for now. Bye.